Alright guys, good morning, good morning. Sorry I'm running a little bit late today. Let me make sure the sound works. Alright guys, good morning, good morning. Yep. Sorry. Alright, sound is working. Yeah guys, my son is home from school today. He has been running a fever for the last 4 days along with my wife. And so running a little bit slow today. Just to show you guys what I'm looking at least for penny stocks, I'm looking at BIOC. BIOC looks pretty good. And we also have OTLK, BIOC and OTLK, both moving pretty significantly here. Nice little move, gapping up on BIOC from 82 cents all the way to $1.07. And for OTLK, it's gapping up from 210 all the way to 266 for OTLK. In the higher cap stock range, and not necessarily a higher cap, but Sprint this morning, guys. Sprint is making huge moves. This thing is gapping up from 618 to 760s, and it's a larger float stock, if I remember correctly, and just making massive moves. And so we'll have to look up the news for this one as well. But that one's gapping up some for Sprint. We also have, what else do we have? We have AMD gapping down along with the overall market. Market's gapping down some. The SPY is down. We also have AMRN, which I'll keep an eye on. JWN. Let's see what else we have. We got a few other ones. Let me know what everybody else is watching this morning, guys. Let me know. Because from right now, Sprint's probably going to be my main watch. Definitely keeping an eye on Sprint. Gonna look at that 750 level plus the high at 784. So let's go ahead and look up some news. I think that's gonna be an interesting level with this. So let's go ahead and look up some news. Try to figure out what's going on with some of these. PDD as well. Yeah, PDD's at least moving some. I'll probably end up keeping an eye on that one too. So Sprint here this morning. Sprint, this bottom chart here. I'll put it on the top since it's easier. But look at that move for Sprint, guys. Look at that crazy move here. Massive move. Just a big, crazy run for Sprint. All right, so the news that's coming out is that Sprint and T-Mobile are going to propose compromises for merger approvals. So basically, I'm guessing Sprint and T-Mobile are going to merge, and they are expected to announce a deal on this merger. Let's see. They're not going to formally approve the merger today because the FCC must still draft the order for that merger. So yeah, basically Sprint and T-Mobile are expected to announce changes to their $26 billion deal, while U.S. regulators are expected to announce an agreement on conditions necessary for the merger, CNBC said, citing sources briefed on the matter. A quote, and this is from Thinkorswim via Newswire. Interesting, guys. So we'll see what happens with this. Definitely going to keep an eye on Sprint. Big, a crazy run here for Sprint. Huge move. And look at that. It gets rejected right at the line I drew. So right there at 784s, it gets rejected. We'll see where that one goes now. Very interesting here. We also have a few other penny stocks running. Let's see. We got OSTK. No, it wasn't OSTK. What was it? OTLK. OTLK. Big move here. We can go ahead and look that one up as well. OTLK. So this is following an Oppenheimer initiation as an outperform with a price target of $12. So Oppenheimer initiated this one as an outperform with a price target of 12 for OTLK. And so that's all that's really making it run here. Let's see what else we get. We got CRAY, which is pretty extended overall from where it was. And this is after Hewlett Packard Enterprise announces plans to acquire CRAY in a transaction valued at approximately $1.3 billion. So Hewlett Packard announced plans to acquire CRAY. We'll see what happens there. Let's see what else we get today. FSLY looks like an IPO, recent IPO on Friday. Fastly Incorporated. Its offering was priced at $16, and it's run up to $24.50 or so for FSLY. We'll see what happens to that one as well. We also have LK, which looks like another IPO that came out on Friday. We also have BOSC, RAVE. So yeah, some of these other penny stocks are a little slow, but we'll see what we get today. What's everybody else's main watch today? Yeah, Sprint's definitely one of the ones I'm going to keep an eye on. Oh, we also have TTM here. TTM gapping up. Tata Motors. Let's see. So basically, early yesterday they announced Q4 net profit of 11.7 billion rupees. And so positive fourth quarter earnings, I guess, for TTM. We'll see where that one goes as well. Let's see what we get. Yeah, OTLK looks alright. We'll see which one of these are actually tradable. That's the big thing. I might watch Y and DX, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on AMD as well. But BIOC, I don't know if we looked at BIOC yet. Let's look it up. I don't think we have. Alright, so Biocept, which is BIOC, announced a clinical validation and COM launch of its target selector multi-gene liquid biopsy panel for lung cancer. So positive announcement for clinical validation for BIOC, and they're up because of it. This one typically never holds its gains, though. I've seen this one move a bunch of times overall, and it never holds its gains. The last move was in January. I vaguely remember this move in January. And like I said, it just doesn't really hold its gains when it runs. It had a big move in January. It had another one in March. And then it's had a few subsequent little mini spike ups here. But it never really holds. And now it's, it also spiked up earlier this month up to 107. Didn't hold. And so, at this point, I think BIOC's bound to fail. It's just a failing company. It'll probably end up getting kicked off of the American exchange eventually. And, I just think it's gonna fail ultimately. It puts out these positive releases. They're almost always fluff, and we'll see what happens to it. But I'm highly skeptical of this stock overall. Yep. So Sprint's really the interesting one I'm watching today. This is probably the main one that I'm watching. Sprint, huge gap up. I'm going to see if it fills some of this gap, although that news is a legitimate catalyst here. And so we'll see what happens. It's interesting, but Fiat Chrysler gapping down. SOXL gapping down, which is an ETF. STM gapping down some. And so, yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys are all watching, because I'm seeing a lot of small cap stocks run. A lot of small cap stocks. Not seeing a lot of big cap. T-Mobile along with Sprint. We got Riot gapping up again. What is Bitcoin at now? Bitcoin is at 7,600. Man, my computer sounds like a jet right now, man. Those fans are kicking in from my computer. I don't know about 670. It's possible. I don't know what it's going to do, Robert. I don't want to say yes or no for whether a short's going to be good or not for Sprint. I just know it's gapping up a ton. The only problem with shorting it is that it is up on a legitimate catalyst. You know, the catalyst is real. The merger between it and T-Mobile, I mean, that's a legitimate catalyst. It's just about whether you think Sprint can go higher. And, you know, I'm usually short biased with these big gap ups. Although this one in particular, I mean, it is a legitimate catalyst. And so I think that just watching the pre-market levels here is probably the best bet. I don't know if it's actually going to drop. If I did short it, I definitely wouldn't hold it long term. Because with that merger in the works, you know, you got to be a little bit more careful with it. Appreciate the sub, Nam. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. If you want to join us, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday, so hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Like I said, we day trade live every weekday morning. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Sprint. You know, who knows? Yeah, OTLK big gap up as well. AMD's staying in a very tight range too, which might be good for the open. And so we'll see. What's everybody else's main watch today, though? PRIS. Yeah, it's a little bit too low float penny stock for me, I think, for NCNNF. I think that one's just a little bit too low. Too low volume for me, at least, for me to really want to mess with. PTN doesn't look bad. Needs a little bit more volume as well, though. With trading, I'm basically reserved to... decent volume stocks. Like, I want to trade decent volume stocks, and the reason for that is volume helps make support and resistance levels a little bit more concrete. We're going to be posting our free class on support and resistance after today's stream, and so we will be posting our next class after today's stream. And it's on support and resistance and trading, and one of the big things you need most of the time is decent volume. If you're going to be basing your trade off of like pre-market levels, like I do a lot of the time, you need decent volume. And so basically the way I trade is I document pre-market levels, and then I use those levels to determine where I'm going to set my risk and reward and stuff like that. And if there's no volume in pre-market, then I can't do that. I can use the previous day, but I don't like those as much. And I think it's all subjective. I think every trader's a little bit different, but that's just my kind of style of trading. I like using pre-market levels, and with that, I need decent volume to accompany the stock, you know. What's up, Felix? What's up, bro? Maybe so. I don't think. I think that one's an OTC stock though, Brian. So I don't think I could trade it just because it's an OTC stock. But I'll keep an eye on it. IOVA is one Mitch said to watch. IOVA. All right, guys. Honestly, you don't even want to get me started on. I live in Texas, and over here we got one of the most ridiculous. I think he's the lieutenant governor here. He's just Dan Patrick. He's absolutely ridiculous, man. You don't even want to get me started on my cannabis rant this morning. You don't even want to get me started, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Basically, to put it into perspective, Texas voted or the House, I think it was the House, maybe it was the Senate, but we voted to expand our medical cannabis program and to decriminalize cannabis in general. We voted for it and it approved and everything like that. It just has to get past the governor's desk. He has to sign off of it, and he basically refused to. Absolutely ridiculous. And so, just another example of politicians getting too much pot money from, pharmaceutical companies, prison industry, and just doing exactly the opposite of what the people here want. Or at least the majority of people. I shouldn't say everybody, because there's some people that don't want it. But just doing the opposite of what the people here voted on, or the people here have gone on record to say that they want, a majority of people at least. And so it gets to the point where the politicians don't do what the people actually want because they make too much, or they're getting too much donations and PAC money and lobbying from pharmaceutical and prison industry. It sucks. Yeah, I mean it's just stupid at this point. I'm just disappointed in Texas. Texas is all like, yeah, freedom, yeah, we're about freedom, but they don't actually do what the people want. The politicians make all the decisions, and that's not freedom. I mean, that's just whoever pays the politicians the most money, they're gonna be on their side. But I'll go back to stocks now. I mean, I don't think we should have. Here's the thing, right? Like, Texas doesn't have ballot initiatives. There needs to be some type of compromise. Ballot initiatives in general can be a bad thing as well. I'm for the people deciding, but a lot of times the people can make very emotional decisions with ballots, and it ends up not being necessarily a good thing. And so, like, it's a tough thing where it's like, I understand why the politicians have control over it to a certain extent, because again, ballot initiatives can be a bad thing as well. Like I said, the people after certain things happen, the people can make really brash, emotional decisions, and I think that to a certain extent, you got to look at the entire picture. And with ballot initiatives, a lot of times it's just a really emotional decision. But with, at least for cannabis, I wish they would. But it is what it is. Yeah, and it kind of goes back to my overall view of government. And I'll say it like this. I think if you're one of those people that are just seriously involved in government, the more interested and the more kind of quote unquote passionate you are about politics on both sides, the less intelligent you most likely are. I'll just say it that way. That's really honestly how I feel. I think if you get really into politics, you're probably not that smart, because nothing ever changes and they all do the same thing. You know what I mean? They preach, and they all do the same thing. And so the more you get really involved in politics and the more you get wrapped up in all the political nonsense that goes on in the world, the less intelligent you probably are. And I'm not talking about anybody in here. I don't know if anybody here is actually into politics or not. I'll talk about politics, but like I said, that's just kind of how I feel. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens with Sprint. I'm looking at IOVA as well. That's a bold statement. Hey, it's just how I feel, man. It's just how I feel, you know. Right. What I mean, Siesta. What Siesta's saying is true, right? I feel like if you go to the extreme on one side, you're probably not that smart. I feel like most reasonable people are roughly in the middle. I feel like most reasonable people are roughly in the middle. You know, regardless of what they want to say. And I feel like the more you get manipulated by one side, with either side, both conservative, liberal, whatever you want to say, the more you get manipulated by one side, the less intelligent you probably are. The more gullible you probably are as well. And, yeah. Right, man. I'm seeing the merger news two-way for Sprint. Um, Really interesting here. Big news for it, and you can see T-Mobile here. What was T-Mobile's symbol? Somebody tell me what T-Mobile. TMUS. There you go. And so yeah, TMUS. It looks like a much bigger cap stock than Sprint, but Sprint honestly is making a little bit cleaner moves here. So I'm probably gonna watch Sprint a little bit more than T-Mobile. We also have Uber here, which is at least it's moving some. Uber is down to 41.30s. And so it's down to 41.35 here, and we'll see what happens. It's gapping down from 41.91 down to 41.35. And another thing I'm saying about AMD, I like AMD's little range here. You know, you can see this range, very obvious range, and so waiting for AMD to break out of this range may be an interesting play as well. Let's see if we can draw that little trend line. And so waiting for AMD to break out of that range looks interesting. We also have, let's see. BIOC has an offering at 120. I didn't see that. What's up, two-way? The champ is here. Two-way, what's up, brother? Two terrible companies we all hate merged together. I'm going to look to short it after the pop. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. I'm looking at Sprint for a short. Who knows, though? You know, it's a real catalyst. I mean, it's a merger. And so we'll see what happens. But we'll see what we get today. We got about 5 minutes, guys. So we'll see what we get. VZ Verizon also up as well. So T-Mobile and Verizon are merging together, right? Or no, it's Verizon's completely separate from this deal. What's going on with Verizon? Is it just up on sympathy? Yeah, Derek, I can look at it, man, but that seems like a OTC stock that I probably can't trade. Yeah, I mean, this is it's an OTC stock I can't trade. So I don't know what's going on in the OTC world. for BIOC. Yeah, I think I said it earlier. I think with BIOC, it just typically fails. You know, and even if this is a legitimate catalyst, it could run, but judging it off of the history, I'm just highly skeptical of it for BIOC, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm just kind of highly skeptical of that one. All right, so let's get everything ready here. All right, not bad, not too shabby, guys. So up about $20 in the green on my account. I'll take it. We'll see how far we can keep this going here. But yeah, definitely gonna be watching Sprint. Yeah, we'll see what we get two-way. We'll see what we get for it. All right, guys, we got less than 2 minutes. Or no, less than 3 minutes, sorry. Yeah, OTLK doesn't look bad either. I can't remember what this one was up from. I think this one was, I can't remember the catalyst for this one, but OTLK was up. Let me see if I can find the catalyst. OTLK. Oppenheimer put out an initiation at an outperform with a price target of $12 for OTLK. That's what's going on with it. So, price target raised. CNF. I mean, this one has 0 volume, bro. I can't do it. CNF has no volume here. Oh no, I just realized that I didn't have I have my regular account up instead of my paper account for Thinkorswim. So I'm not going to have time to trade the moving average crossover on AMD like I usually do this morning. But that's okay. We'll focus on my live account today. That works. All right, guys, we got about a minute left. A little bit over a minute. Quick, everybody, what's your main watch? Oh, yeah, that's the one with an offering at 275 two-way. Tesla down to 203. All right, guys, we got less than 40 seconds. We got about 30 seconds left. Yeah, I'm definitely watching Sprint. That's one of my main watches. I like this previous high, the pre-market level at 284. So it's confirmed that level a few times. And while we're waiting here, guys, if you want to join my public Discord channel, it's kind of one of the ways that we're creating a free day trading chat. And so if you want to join our public Discord channel, here's the link. There's the bell. There's the link to our Discord. Check it out. All right, guys, so we got AMD right up to the top of that range. We'll see if it breaks out at 27 here. We got Sprint testing 770s. We'll see if it breaks out of there as well. All right, so AMD broke out of that range at 27, up to 27.12. Very interesting here. We'll see if the moving average crossover would have worked. And so I'll do an actual paper trade on it. We'll watch it. But yeah, AMD breaking out here. Sprint is kind of consolidating right now. Big breakout for AMD. All right, AMD big breakout. We got Sprint still in that range, still in that consolidation range. Uber's dropping some here. We have CGC moving some as well. Let's see what we get. Yeah, right now Sprint's moving sideways. Honestly, a big drop for Uber. OTLK. OTLK, huge move here. BIOC dropping, Tesla dropping. So we'll see what the overall market gives us today. Remember, guys, last Friday I actually took a long trade on Friday. VWAP bounces have been working for sure. Also, look at AT&T here. AT&T making a big move. Up to 32.70s. All right, so we got AMD pulling back here. All right, so T-Mobile, or no, AT&T, huge move up to 32.70s. We also, I'm looking at Sprint as well. The cell phone companies are really moving, and Sprint's right at the top of that range at 780. We could also look at, I think the moving average crossover is not going to be working today for AMD. And so we could also look at a VWAP bounce here for this one. And so like we could use 2705 and get in and use like 2690 as your risk, which would be a pretty good risk reward trade. It's just about whether AMD actually holds, and I think a lot of it has to do with the SPY. The SPY kind of looks like it's turning around here and looking kind of weak, and so I think a lot of these are going to end up coming back down and washing under these lows, especially if the SPY gets really weak here. But you can look at the overall market and the SPY and see that it's starting to drop some. Interesting to see what happens with these levels. And like I said, there goes the market dropping. And there goes a lot of these dropping down as well. So it's kind of why you got to watch the overall market, especially with stocks like AMD, because this looks like it's going to break the lows and get really weak, and I think that's going to drag a lot of these other stocks down. CGC dropping, Uber dropping, SPY dropping. There goes AMD. So yeah, that's kind of what I figured would happen here with the market overall dropping. Now, Sprint could still move up because these are on positive news. And yeah, Sprint is moving up. Breaking over that high. Got up to 789 here. Big drop for CGC. I could start looking for a risk level there. I could also look at Uber here. Maybe AMD if it gets a little bit weaker. We'll see. There goes AMD. Yep. Kind of saw that one coming. There goes SPY. And like I said, the way I was able to tell is because the SPY is really getting weak here, and so it's kind of dragging AMD down. You know, the VWAP bounce didn't look bad there, but when I saw the SPY getting really close to this low, I can only assume that it might break that low and continue heading down, and so that's kind of how I was able to predict that. We can look at Uber here. Uber doesn't look like a bad fade if it gets up to 40.60 or so. You could use a risk of 40.95. So 35-cent risk, and then from 60 down to 40. Not the best risk reward here. Now we can look at Nordstrom as well. Nordstrom may move up. And that one could be. I could also look at AMD for a rejection here, but a lot of this stuff is really tanking with the overall market. You know, the market's dropping, and that's kind of pulling a lot of these other stocks down. And we'll see what happens with Sprint here. Let's see, we also had T for AT&T, which had a big run. Looking pretty strong. We could also look at CGC maybe. Get in at 83 or so, you would have to set your risk at like 44.05 maybe. And so your risk would be like 23 cents, 24 cents, and so your reward would be about 40 cents, but it's still not quite 2 to 1. I mean, if you use the low of the day, it's 2 to 1. We could also look at AMD here. If AMD gets up to 26 or 27, I like all the resistances above it. I had like 27.10 here for like a 12-cent risk. I don't hate that. We also have Tesla, which kind of looks like a fade, and we also have Nordstrom, which all kind of look like fades. Nordstrom looks a little bit stronger here, though. Although you could use that 37.50 level. I really like that risk. Maybe too late, but I like that risk. That risk wasn't bad up here. So we're getting a lot of drops today, honestly. All right, we got about a 27, or we got about a 30-cent risk here, or a 30-cent reward from 98. risk of 27.10. So it's 14-cent risk, 30-cent reward. Pretty good. I'll consider that with AMD. BYND making crazy moves. Yeah, y'all just be careful. I know a lot of people got hurt with BYND last week. It's just a crazy range stock. I'm not messing with it. It doesn't look like a bad VWAP fade here, honestly, but I'm not toying with that thing. The range is just too crazy. I would have to use really small sizing. And, yeah, I'm just not going to mess with that. And now the SPY's pulling back some, and so this might be good for some of these. We'll see what we get. All right, there goes Sprint breaking the lows. So Sprint reversing, coming back down here. All right, like I said, I'm on like a, what is it, like a 5 or 6 day green streak. I think it's like 6 days. It's been 6 days since I had a losing trade. Yeah, big drop on Sprint too as well. I mean, I'm not really talking about politics, Scrap. I'm more talking about my dislike of politics. Like, I don't like politics at all. I think that politics is a waste of time, and I think it's all nonsense. And so I'm not necessarily talking about politics as much as I'm talking about my dislike of politics. Alright, so watching AMD here, we'll see if it bounces back. That's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on. Alright, so the SPY kind of faded here. I'm still looking at AMD, and it's still good risk reward. You know, my risk at this point though is about 18 cents. BIOC red to green. Yeah, there goes BIOC. It is pulling a red to green move. So you can look at BIOC here, guys. Oh no, two ways probably jumping on that thing. So we got the red to green move. Once this break actually happened, a lot of volume coming in there. We also got Uber here, which doesn't look bad. Uber honestly doesn't look too bad here. The reason I don't mind Uber is because you can use that 40-41 level as your risk, and it's pretty tight. It's from, it's about 20 cents, and your risk is pretty big. It's like 70 cents or so for Uber. I don't hate it. Alright, I gotta be careful here though. The reason why is because if you look at the SPY is kind of pulling a red to green move here. And so I think we gotta be very careful of what the SPY does here. There it goes, SPY's ripping up, breaking highs. I think it's gonna drag a lot of these other stocks up. I don't mind AMD here though. AMD's looking not too shabby right here because you could use like this 2704 level as risk and still have a pretty good risk reward ratio. You could use that level as your risk now. Yeah, I like that level. All right, here goes AMD. You know, I kind of only want to take 100 shares of this one though, because the market's pushing up. All right, so I'm in with 100 shares of AMD. Like I said, I'm just trying to take it kind of slow, not trying to take any big trade right now. The market's up and just broke the highs, and so with that, I got to be a little bit careful. I like the trade though. And maybe I'm just being a wimp right now. Yeah, maybe I'm being a wimp here. Maybe I'm like maybe I'm just scared of taking like a bigger trade. Maybe that's what it is. I hate always being right with these and then having to watch it subsequently go in my direction. Just a little baby trade here. I think I just want to keep my green streak alive is what it is. And so I'm being a little wimp here in the market is what's going down. Yeah, I'm just being a wimp. Sorry guys. Should have taken bigger sizing. I don't know why I didn't. I got to make fun of myself a little bit here. Beautiful fade though. I'm going to get out here. But a beautiful fade. I got out for a $15 gain. Like I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I'm trading scared today. Last week I was not trading scared. I don't know why I'm trading so scared. And I think I got out at the wrong time. So yeah, this was just a botched trade by me, guys. You know, I was right about the trade idea. I mean, look at my entry here, guys. I mean, it was a beautiful trade, honestly. You know, it was a beautiful trade here. I got in right here. And, man, I just got a little scared. I don't know what it is. I think what I honestly, I do know what it is. And I can explain what it is. What happened is that I finally pulled my account into the green. And so I'm scared of taking like a big loss to like take myself out of the green. You know, like I'm in the green on this account by like $20 and I'm scared of like ruining that. But honestly, it was a perfect trade and it was a beautiful trade idea. And it followed through nicely here and it's still breaking down. I probably should have held a few shares at least. But yeah, that's what happens when you trade scared, guys, you know. And I can make fun of myself a little bit here, but well, there's a few things really in play here, right? Let me get a little bit closer to the mic. There's a few things really in play, and I think this is a good learning lesson. Yeah, this is a really good learning lesson. Is that sometimes winning streaks are actually a bad thing. Sometimes winning streaks are a bad thing, guys. Okay? I haven't had a losing day in 7 trading days. 7 trading days after today. If today's green, this would be my 7th trading day in a row that I've been profitable. And I've done it all streamed live. I've streamed all of it live. But because I have this green streak going, I'm scared of ruining my green streak, and so I trade really small. And I get out too quickly, and my sizing was too small. And overall, I just botched that trade because I didn't take big enough sizing. I should have taken at least 300 shares. My risk was less than 20 cents. And so I should have jumped on that and made at least $50 on that trade. Instead, I got scared, missed out on the perfect fade, a beautiful fade. Really, this is the best looking fade I've seen today. And look at this breakdown. It's down to 26.50s now. And so I just botched the trade, guys. I just botched the trade. And yeah, I would rather it be a small win than a loss. But I missed out on a lot of potential here. And that's my mistake today. You know? But on a positive note, the VWAP fade worked beautifully on AMD. And so my trade idea was exactly correct. I got in literally at the exact cent that it broke down, and so I'm happy with myself on that. I literally got it at down to the very cent at the top. I literally got in at 26.91, and so I got in at the perfect entry. And again, we're going to go over it in support and resistance class today. We're going to be posting our support and resistance class right after today's stream, and so this is a good lesson on that. But if I extend this to the left, you can see all the confirmation there. So it was just a really good trade that I should have made a lot more on, and so I'm just disappointed in myself with that. Yeah, but it was $15, man. I mean, green is good. I'll take it. It's my 7th green day in a row. Like I said, it's my 7th green day in a row. But it's getting to the point where I kind of want the green streak to be done, so I'm not so scared of trading anymore. But a beautiful fade, followed through exactly like I wanted it to. And I mean, I was able to make some with not a bad trade for 100 shares, but no, I mean, green is botched. And you can trade, it can be a great trade and be a losing trade. And it can be a green trade and be a terrible trade. And so, it just depends on how well you followed your plan. Whether you win or lose doesn't necessarily matter. It's just about how well you follow your plan. And in this regard, I should have held it a little bit longer. I should have taken bigger sizing for sure. But I can acknowledge that, and, I can recognize that. And that's all it's about. It's just recognizing when you're making a mistake. And this was definitely a mistake on my end. I just didn't take big enough sizing. With that, though, if you want to join our public Discord, our goal for this Discord is to create a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to be a part of our free day trading chat room, join us. We have over 300 people in here. We're always talking stocks, watch lists, trying to create a free day trading chat room whenever I'm not streaming for traders to take advantage of. And so if you want to join that, there's the link. Check out our public Discord. There's the link. Join our family on Discord. Check it out. There's the link. Why are you so focused on a green streak? That's the problem. Like I said, the problem is that I have a green streak going. And I think every trader is kind of focused on green streaks. I think that it's something that traders naturally latch onto. How many times they can go, all green, how many green days they can have in a row. I think it's just ego of traders. And whenever you start putting it in there, like, I'm happy for my green streaks, but I've always said before why green streaks can be a bad thing. And this is a good example of it, to where if you trade scared, being on a green streak can negatively affect your trading if you trade scared when you're on it like this. And so, it is what it is. Like I said, at least I can recognize that about myself, and I can work on fixing that. And that's all I can really do. I'm probably the most, for keeping a green streak alive, for having 7 green days in a row, I'm pretty disappointed, honestly. I'm probably more upset about this trade than I would be for like a small loss, but it is what it is. Oh, what happened with Sprint? Is Sprint still moving? And see, I'm really tempted to get in Cron now. Look at Cron. CRON. It's right up there. Cron, let's see, you get in at 1470. You can use 1483 as your risk. And so your risk is about 13 cents. And then from 1470 down to 43 would give you 37 cents. And so your risk, let's see. Yeah, it's good risk reward for sure. Or 27 cents. So 27-cent risk with a 13-cent. Yeah, that's 2-to-1 for Cron. Like I said, I don't hate Cron here. I also got to think about the 3-cent spread, so my risk is actually going to be 16 cents. So not quite 2-to-1. We also got to look at the SPY ripping up here. Look at the SPY ripping up. It's back to the highs here for the SPY, so maybe not the best time for a short play on Cron. I don't know if something's lagging on Thinkorswim because the ask and the bid say 1477, but it just showed it was at 67, so a little bit of lag. Yeah, probably so. Maybe CGC would have been a better option here, but they're both squeezing up. And like I said, the SPY's right around the highs. And so I think AMD was the move today, honestly, guys. AMD was the move to make, and I just kind of botched that one. You know, I know this TradeNet competition is coming up, and I'll post that link here if you want to sign up. I think we only have a little bit of time left to join the TradeNet competition. So if you want to sign up on my team, I'll post this link here for the TradeNet competition. But one of the things I'm looking forward to with the competition is using just big sizing. It's going to be fun to use a demo account for a little while and just to use big sizing and just have some fun with it. I think the competition starts... competition starts on the 26th, I believe, so in a week from now. Yeah, man, that's naturally for me. Scrap metal. I tend to do that, you know. But yeah, if you want to join the TradeNet competition under my link, it's completely free to enter and to apply to. There's the link. Go check it out. It's the jump to click link I just posted. But yeah, if you want to join it under me, there's the link. But man, yeah, guys. I mean, I'll have to make a video about this today on AMD. It's just aggravating. Beautiful follow through too. And just, I don't know why I took 100 shares. It's like, I think it's just habit at this point. I think I've just done it for so long. BIOC, though, breaking out. If you like these penny plays, I know Two Way's been attacking this one this morning. BIOC, beautiful little washout long this morning for BIOC, running up to 125s or so. And I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's the stream as well. I think the stream affects it as well. I think I have ultimately have a little bit less pressure on me when I'm not streaming. And so I'm more willing to take bigger sizing, and if I take a loss, it's easier for me to make a video about it than to do it on stream. Appreciate the sub, Jack Brown. Welcome, brother. Appreciate the sub, man. Yeah, Mitch and I day trade live on stream like this every weekday morning, so hit subscribe if you haven't already. We do this live. We show our full account balance, all of our trades. We do it all live, and so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the like button if you want to help support the channel as well, guys. Hey, appreciate the sub, Frank. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. So yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I'm looking at the SPY this morning. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna get with the SPY today. SPY is kind of moving sideways, although it's putting in higher lows, and you can kind of see the little channel forming on the SPY here. So if I draw this line, you can kind of see that channel forming. Yeah, man, two-way. Honestly, brother, I was thinking about uploading our red to green slash washout long class that you were featured in two-way, but I wanted to make sure I could upload it since I know your face was in it. And so email me, brother. We'll talk about it. But yeah, you would just have to agree to let me use your face. If not, I can chop it out two-way, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I was thinking about uploading that one. I think that one was a really good one. We had a two-way in one of our classes, and he kind of gave us some insight into how he approaches red to green moves and washout longs, and I thought it was a really good, cool class. But yeah, AMD was the move to make today, guys. I don't know why I didn't approach that one like I should have. I got to stick to my rules, guys. I gave myself a new rule. I don't know why I didn't follow it. The new rule was that I have to use 250 shares or more. I can't use less than 250 shares, but I just haven't been following the rule. I don't know why. Yeah, man. I mean, AMD could possibly be an all-day fader. Like I said, it just depends on the levels above it, and I do think it has a lot of resistance above it. Appreciate the sub, Ravi. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for the sub, man. What did Sprint ever end up doing? It dropped, didn't it? Yeah, Sprint looks weak, and I like Sprint because okay. Yeah, we'll have to do another one then too, eh? I mean, I could post that one and then we can kind of add to it if you want. Oh yeah, but today's class, today's class is on understanding support and resistance, and so let me post that link here as well. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys, I've been sitting here talking to myself. Okay, so yeah, what I can do though, two-way, is if you don't want your face in it, I can detach the audio and then just put like a chart up walking through what you're talking about, but not actually showing your face on the video. So I can detach the audio and then put something else up in front of on screen instead of your face, and that way we'll be able to hear what you're saying. And I'll try to put like a chart up that's relating to what you're talking about. And that way, we'll be able to hear what you're saying, but not see your face. Or I can just chop you out of it completely. But yeah, Sprint's dropping. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so the SPY looks to be... Hey, appreciate it, Martin. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right. So yeah, we'll see what we get today. Like I said, I'm kind of bummed out. I missed the boat with AMD here, and it was a beautiful trade, perfect VWAP fade, just picture perfect. I don't know what I was thinking, why I only took 100 shares, but definitely a frustrating mistake on my part. And so yeah, kind of bummed out that I didn't take a full size position for AMD. I feel a little bit better with where I exited the trade. I mean, I got out at like 65, right around here, so I took most of the gains from it, but man, that's going to be the bummer of today for sure. And yeah, if anybody's interested in using the same broker that Mitch and I are using, go check out TradeNet. I'll post that link here as well if anybody wants to sign up. Like I say, I think one of the innate benefits of TradeNet is that I think most new traders are going to lose their first account. And I think it's just cheaper to go through TradeNet. You actually get 14K in buying power to trade with the intro account. You get 14,000 in buying power with the funded account that comes with the intro package. And there's no PDT rules, so you can day trade as much as you want. There's a $700 max loss, but you're actually getting 2 times what you pay for the package. And like I said, I think it makes sense because I think most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway. And I think a lot of times new traders will like deposit a few thousand into a regular broker and then end up losing that anyway. And so it's cheaper to pay for a TradeNet package. It comes with the trading course, access to a chat room, and a lot of other useful stuff for much cheaper than to deposit thousands into a regular broker. And so I think it makes way more sense. And I think it's just a way for new traders to eliminate some of that risk. I think they'll still lose their intro account, most likely. I think most new traders are still going to lose their first account regardless, even if it's a TradeNet account. But I think it's cheaper to go the TradeNet route, and it comes with a lot of other cool stuff. And so if you're interested in checking that out, there's the link. It's the jump to click link I just posted. Go check that out if you're interested. And look at that. If I extend this to the right, it's still following those levels. Yeah, I'm sure BIOC is going to be hard to borrow. What's up, Skippy? What's up, man? Marin, hey brother, I just saw your message on Discord. So we actually decided to upload all of our stuff for free. And so we decided to upload all of our classes and everything for free to YouTube. And so we're actually uploading our latest class today. It's called Trading Using Support and Resistance. It's going to be coming out on at 10:45 market time. So in 25 minutes is when this one's going to be coming out. And like I said, it's on using support and resistance and trading. And so this is our latest class, but There's the wait screen. So if you want to join and wait for the class, there's the link. I can also post some of our old classes that we have here. We call it our free trading camp playlist is what we call it. And like I said, I think there's a lot of good stuff. We'll post our first class here. But we gotta, at this point we have, let's see. I forgot to add some of these to the playlist, some of the latest ones. We have about 10 or 11 classes at this point published. There's the first class we have. And so with AMD, I mean, we could look for it to bounce up to 75 and then set that 90 level as our risk. And so our risk would be about 15 cents. And then we could give from 75 down to 50 or so, which would be 25 cents. But it's not quite 2 to 1. It's better than 1 to 1. And so it's better than 1 to 1. Your risk is about 15 cents and your reward is about 25 cents. But we would need another 5 cents or so. And with slippage and stuff like that coming into play, it just wouldn't be good enough risk reward to consider it with AMD. CGC would have been a beautiful fade. I don't know if anybody remembers me calling this one out. There's the risk. Or no, maybe it wasn't CGC. Maybe it was Cron. And Cron didn't actually follow through yet. It's still right around there, though, for Cron. And I still don't hate that one. For Cron, you get in here. Your risk is about 12 cents or so. And your reward is way down here. So I like that for Cron. I think that's decent. Alright, and there goes AMD. I mean, unless you can use... I mean, I guess you could use like this 83, 84 level as your risk. Maybe 86. And so your risk is only about 15 cents or so. Wait, let's see. Or no, your risk is only about 10 cents. And so that gives you good risk reward for AMD here. And it is back up there. Let's clear this out. And consider all the possibilities here. Yeah, you could use this 87 as your risk. And I don't hate that. And then... you get in at 75, your risk is 12 cents, your reward is 25 cents. So that gives you the 2 to 1 necessary there with AMD. Just about whether I want to take it or not, or just take my green day. Now, I don't hate AMD again, but it's the second fade of the day. They're usually a little bit less reliable. But I like the risk reward. Alright, scrap. Later, brother. See if it comes back down to this 2650 level. It doesn't look bad for AMD. Like I said, though, the first fade was the one to get into. I don't know if this one will be any better. And we'll see. We'll watch it, you know. But like I said, I'm not super confident in AMD. Second fades are usually a little bit less reliable. I appreciate the sub, Tim. Welcome, brother. Appreciate the sub, man. Yeah, the TVIX is just a volatility inverse ETF, so it does the opposite of what the SPY does. But yeah, the TVIX is just an inverse volatility ETF, so like if the SPY runs up, the TVIX will drop usually, and vice versa. So I'm guessing the SPY's up, yeah. Look at this channel. I mean, this channel was surprisingly accurate that I drew a while ago on the SPY. I mean, it's up there. Yeah, UVXY, same thing. UVXY, TVIX, they're both inverse ETFs of the SPY. And so they're the overall market. So they're all inverse ETFs, inverse volatility ETFs. So like if you look at the SPY upside down, that's what the TVIX and UVXY are doing. And so just to show you, they're just opposites of each other. So with the TVIX moving down, the SPY's moving up, and you can see they're almost identically opposites because they it's an inverse ETF. AFH, if you like penny stocks, is moving. Alright guys, well I'm probably going to be done for the day. We'll see. If I get into anything else, I'll let you guys know, but for now I'm done. Just disappointed in myself over this one trade. I mean, like I said, I'm 7 days green. Haven't had a losing day in 7 days, but I think that win streak is kind of hurting my trading at this point. I'm so desperate to keep the green streak alive that I'm not actually holding it like I need to, and I'm taking too small of sizing. So we'll see if I can fix those holes in my games tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the green streak. I got my account in the green, so I'm actually profitable. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Also, guys, like I said, join our wait list. We will be premiering our next class in 15 minutes at 10:45 market time. And so join the wait list. This one's on trading using support and resistance. There's the link. Like I said, it's on trading using support and resistance. And so decent class. It's about 30 minutes long. And like I said, we're going to be premiering this one in about 15 minutes or so. So yeah, go check that out. Join the class. Be on the lookout for that one. And if you're interested in using TradeNet or TEFs, I'll post that link here. And let's see. yeah, if you're interested in using TradeNet or TEFs, here's the link. Go check it out. Like I said, for their base package, it's currently on sale for 30% off. You get the base package for $350. And with that, you get the they operate like a prop firm, and so the intro account comes with 14K in buying power. There's no PDT rule, and you get to trade with 14K in buying power. The catch is there's a profit split of 70-30, and there's a $700 max loss. But like I said, I think it's much cheaper to go that route than it is to deposit thousands into a regular broker. Also, one of the ways I can use 100 shares is because my commissions, if I use 100 shares, is like $3 or $4 total for a round trip. And so pretty cheap commissions as well. Go check out the link to get the intro package for only $350. Go check that out. Also, go check out Trade Ideas. Super cool company. Really dynamic scanners. Allow you to do a lot of different stuff with these scanners. And so go check out Trade Ideas. Super cool company. Really dynamic scanners. And I'll post this link here as well. If you want to check out the same scanners I'm using, these scanners in the middle are Trade Idea scanners. Like I said, super dynamic, customizable scanners. You can really build scanners around the different strategies you have. And so go check them out. There's the link right there. I think they might actually be doing their test drive where you can test out Trade Ideas for a month or for a week or something like that. Let me check that out really quick. Hold on. Let me check that out and see. I think they might be doing it. Here it is. I don't know. I don't know. They might be doing their test drive thing. You would just have to ask them. But yeah, there's the link for Trade Ideas above. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday morning, starting at 8:15 market time. We day trade live. We show our account balance. We walk people through what we're actually doing in the trade, how we're doing, and yeah, go check out our classes as well, guys. Like I said, go check out our. We'll be debuting our newest class. We'll be debuting our newest class in 15 minutes. Go check out the link there. Yeah, sorry, Austin Daniels, man. Listen, brother, if you're going to try to give yourself free promotion, brother, you got to ask me first. Like I said, I'm actually pretty easygoing about people promoting their own stuff here, but you got to reach out to me and ask me first. You can't just try to sneak it by being like, oh, nice scanners. Go check out my content. No, that's not going to work, brother. Yeah, reach out to me first, man. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. Like I said, we're debuting our next class in 15 minutes. Go check that out. There's the link above. And yeah, guys, have a good day. We'll see you all a little bit later.